Today, I'm sitting down with one of my students who's absolutely crushing it on Amazon. He's currently doing about $40,000 a month in sales profitably. He joined the AMZ Masterclass, launched his first product, and has built a really solid brand since then. So in this video, we're going to break down his journey, how he got started, the mistakes that he made along the way, and the exact things that helped him get to where he is now. So, let's get into it. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about where you were before joining the AMZ Masterclass?
Yeah, so my name is Frankie. Before the AMZ Masterclass, I was doing Amazon a little bit before. I did some like arbitrage, but I just wanted more, so I decided to join the AMZ Masterclass. But yeah, so I had just a job. I work at a bike shop. I still have the same job, but again, just looking for more. So that was really the reason I wanted to join.
Nice. And then what made you want to start selling on Amazon in the first place? Was it just the fact that you wanted more, that you just wanted a little bit of extra income? You wanted to be able to go and quit your job one day?
Yeah, so I decided that I probably wasn't going to go the college route just because I thought it was expensive. And yeah, I wanted my own freedom in the future. That was kind of my goal. So I think that was the real reason I wanted to start selling on Amazon, just to give myself more options.
Nice. I love that. And you did arbitrage a little bit before. How were you doing on arbitrage?
It's going pretty well. I did have a 10K month in December. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. The margins are much tighter than private label. So yeah, I just thought in my end goal really was private label. So I just thought, might as well just get to the end goal sooner.
Yeah, for sure. And how much have you made on Amazon doing private label since you started?
So in the last 12 months, I've done 200K in sales.
Let's go. That's all. And how old are you, bro?
20.
Absolute W. I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
So, how has the AMZ Masterclass helped you along your journey?
Oh, I mean, it's been great. Everything you need is in the AMZ Masterclass. The course material, of course, helping you go through every step, learn how to set everything up. That was very important for me. I wanted to make sure everything was set before purchase any products or anything. So that was
Mhm.
very good. And then obviously having access to you is great. Having the ability to just get any question you have answered right away is a great thing, really.
Nice. What's your favorite part about the AMZ Masterclass?
Um, I really like the Facebook group. Like
Oh
all the
yeah.
questions in there are, yeah, like a lot of them are like what you would want to ask. So you just kind of can find anything you need to know right away. It's pretty awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I've actually heard that from a few other students. They just love the community and everything.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Sweet. And then how did you find your first product? And then what made you decide to go with it?
Well, my first product I found because of you with the
Oh yeah,
product
that's
selection.
right. You did product selection, right?
Yep. Yeah.
How did you go about differentiating that product? Of course, without saying what the product is, but what made you pull the trigger on your differentiator for that since, yeah, you got the product from me?
Yeah. I kind of looked at the market and I noticed that, I don't know if I can explain this well, but like there was one type of the product that was like slightly different in in the same category, but I noticed it had like a different concept to it almost. Not quite,
Mhm.
but and then there's like another the type I went with. So there's like a bigger and a smaller type. And the
Mm.
smaller type included more of some of this component. And
Okay.
nobody in the bigger selling the bigger version had done that. So I thought these smaller ones are doing it. Why can't I just, you know, make it into a bigger version that these other people are selling? I don't know if I can explain it correctly, but
No, I think you did a pretty good job without, because obviously you don't want to mention the product and stuff.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so you pretty much just found a gap in the market that you saw a need for, people weren't fulfilling, and so you went and you were the one who fulfilled that.
Yeah, and then obviously I tried to make sure the quality and everything was up to standard with everyone else or even better. So
Hmm. And what
that's
was
pretty
your
much it.
best and what was your best month selling on Amazon?
Definitely August. August was I did 45K in sales.
Let's go. At what profit margin?
I think it was right around 30, maybe 25%.
I love that, bro. That's an absolute W. And yeah, congratulations on your success so far. And
Thank you.
especially at only 20, reminds me of when I started back when I was 19. And it's really cool to see, young hustlers doing their thing on Amazon.
Yep, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. So, what were some of the challenges that you faced early on with this product, if any?
Yeah, I mean there weren't too many, but I would say just like maybe learning ads in general, like just getting used to I don't know, spending that much money on ads every day. And then
Hmm.
I mean some days you don't get any conversions or the conversion isn't great. So I mean that's definitely a challenge to see, but yeah, obviously the good days offset it.
Hmm. And then how did you overcome that? Was it just engulfing yourself into PPC more? Was it just kind of trial and error?
Yeah, I think definitely trial and error mainly. I would just test things all the time, even still. And then yeah,
Nice.
until eventually stuff gets better.
Yeah, that's what I always tell people. Like, they're like, should I put this keyword in my campaign? It's like, well, the only way to really know if you should be bidding on that keyword is by testing it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So how did you feel before you launched your very first product? Like, I know you had some business experience, so I don't know if that helped. Feel free to share if it did. But were you nervous, excited, a little bit of both, maybe?
Yeah, I think I was definitely more excited than anything else. I pretty much knew right away once you sent me the product that I was going to for sure go with that one and figure it out just because it was good. But um I think the previous business experience didn't do too much. Like I was set in stone for sure that I was going to do it. So
Mhm.
yeah, I was pretty excited to just get going with it.
Nice. And yeah, I think it's normal to feel a little bit of nervousness, but what I always tell people is like, if you stick to the fundamentals, like you launch a good product, you differentiate it right, and you do all the things right, you shouldn't necessarily engulf yourself in nervousness, but it should be excitement. Maybe a little bit of
Yeah.
butterflies, but positive butterflies, because you're in the game and you're in this
Yeah, yeah.
game to make it work and only do that, right?
Definitely.
Hmm.
100%.
So, was there a turning point where things started to click for you? Because I feel like doing 40K in a month, like maybe in the beginning you were kind of, there was like ads you were maybe struggling with or didn't fully understand until you did some trial and error. But was there a moment where it clicked and you were like, this is a hit?
I don't know if there was like a defined moment per se, but I think just over time, I've just been testing listing images and main image over and over. So it's just been building, getting better, and then
Hmm.
obviously ordering more inventory. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if there was like a defined moment. I kind of just knew, even like with the first order, that like this will be good, and then I just have to keep going with it and optimizing.
I think that's a true testament to what it means to be a successful Amazon seller. And like just hearing the things that you've been talking about, and obviously we've messaged and talked about the product and stuff before, but
Mhm.
you're testing everything. You're testing different main images. You're testing different ads. I remember you made shared one of your wins in the Facebook group one time, and I believe your advice was like, the one thing that I can tell all of you is test, 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 which is something I'm
Yep.
so big on Amazon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's like
Mhm.
the number one thing for me. Can always be
Nice.
better.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the way to go about business in the right way, in my opinion. And it's really refreshing to hear that you took that approach. It wasn't
Mhm.
just like, oh, my product's doing good. It's like, no, my product's doing good because of the work that I put into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Nice. I love it. Um, so do you remember the moment that you got your very first sale or maybe even your very first like sales milestone? And then what did that feel like for you?
Yeah, I actually do remember. It was I don't know the exact date, but I know it was pretty much a year ago, a few days ago. It was right in the middle of October, 1 year ago. And yeah, I remember seeing the first like gray bar there for the first time. And I was just super
Nice.
excited. I thought maybe it was like friends and family or something like that,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't. It was a real sale, so yeah, it was very exciting.
Was the first sale more exciting, or was maybe like your first 10K month more exciting?
I would say the first sale just because it's like unexpected. Like the 10K month, it
Yeah.
kind of builds up, so you kind of like
Hmm.
know it's gonna happen. But yeah, the first sale, I don't know. This is a
Yeah.
good feeling about that.
I was definitely the same way when I started my first business. Like of course I was over the moon that I did 10K
Yeah,
profitably, but like just something about that first sale, it almost like proves the concept like, oh, this is possible.
yeah, exactly. It's like all your work that you put in to get everything started up. It's like now it comes to you, comes to the front.
Yeah, exactly. So, what would you say was the biggest factor that helped your product take off? Was it what you've talked about previously, or do you think there was something else that like defined the success for that product?
I mean, I think besides like testing, making optimizations, I would say differentiation is definitely the most important. Just because
Mhm.
if you're gonna sell the same thing, like you're gonna get beat by like Chinese sellers and people with more reviews than you. But yeah, if you actually do bring a good product to the market, like you're gonna get sales.
Yeah, for sure. Differentiation is actually adding value into the market is something that I wish every seller could understand because
Mhm.
like people buy things on Amazon based on value more so than they buy things based on price.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. So, looking back, what mistakes did you make that taught you the most, if any?
It's hard to think of any like super bad mistakes. I tried to make sure I was knowledgeable of most things before I launched, but
Mhm.
there were some things like uh since my project is larger, the shipping was based on volumetric weight instead of like actual weight. So
Mhm.
I had to learn that the like box size does matter quite a bit. So it's kind of that was kind of a challenge, I would say, getting that figured out to where the box should be as small as possible, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
save some money on the shipping. But
And even FBA fees potentially, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If so, if you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice before starting, what would it be?
Um, Probably don't be scared of ads. Like, go ahead and unleash them.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. I think PPC ads on Amazon kind of like are this daunting thing to some people, but what they don't realize, just like you, just like me when I started, nobody starts selling and just fully understands ads. You're learning it, and once you start to learn it, try different things, see what works, see what doesn't. It's not as daunting of a thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you
Mhm.
really just have to start and actually try testing them to figure out how they work.
Yeah. So I know you already mentioned sales and how much you've done your best month, but like what results have you seen so far? Maybe not sales since you've already mentioned that, maybe lifestyle changes. Like, do you see this as something that because you're profitable, so I'm assuming that you're just trying to reinvest more into the business? Like, is it getting ready to leave your job or what would you say?
Yeah, I would say I haven't changed too much about my lifestyle yet because yeah, I'm just trying to grow the brand more than
Hmm.
anything. But I was able to buy a new car recently, so that is
Yeah.
that is something. So I was working towards that. Um,
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, it's great. But yeah, I would say the main thing is just reinvesting still, and then yeah, maybe quit my job eventually. But I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, you want to feel more secure, I would assume, and just make sure that you can grow this without having like a cash flow restraint, I would assume.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because it is like what some people don't realize is that it is a cash intensive business, especially if you were growing. Like if your sales were just like
Yeah,
flat for 12 months, maybe not so much, and you can start distributing back to yourself. But when you're growing fast, you need to spend that money on inventory and keep going.
100%. Yeah, like growing, it takes insane amount of reinvestment that most people probably don't understand, but you quickly will learn once you
Mhm.
start. And of course,
So so what's next for you? Are you working on new products or just focused on scaling the current product that you have?
I'm probably gonna try expanding my brand,
Mhm.
adding new products to it in like the related categories.
Okay. So
So
you're
that's kind of
focused
my
on building a brand then.
yeah, definitely.
I like that. Yeah, that's gonna help you in the long run, especially if you can create a strong IP and then, God willing, not, this is in the future, but God willing, even go on to sell that brand one day.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of
Mhm.
my idea is set myself up for the future, hopefully,
I
as best
like
as
it.
possible.
For a 20-year-old bro, you have a very good mindset. So I
Thank you.
admire that.
Appreciate that.
Now, for anybody who's on the fence about starting Amazon, what would you say to them?
I would say do it, definitely. But um, if you're gonna spend a lot of time doing anything, I think market research is probably what you should do. But once you do find that product that fits all the right criteria, go for it, 100%.
Yeah, I agree. Just, you just got to pull the trigger and go for it. You can't get caught in this cycle. It's important to understand and learn. And like you said, do market research. But sitting there learning, and then taking no action, like sometimes you just got to go for it because you never know what's going to be on the other side of it.
Yeah, exactly. From personal experience, I can say for sure that doing is going to teach you a lot more than intaking information without actually any action. So
Hmm. Knowledge without action is useless.
exactly.
You know. Well, that's awesome, Frankie. I love to hear that you're crushing it, man. I think that you're going to be a you're already crushing it, six-figure seller,
Thank you.
but I think you are going to see results probably maybe more than you ever imagined, or maybe you always imagined that you'd be there. And I'm wishing you Godspeed on your journey, bro. I appreciate you taking the time to answer some of my questions and hopefully give value to everybody who's watching this as well.
Yep. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate the opportunity.
First off, huge shout out to Frankie. What he built is seriously impressive. Going from where he started to now making $40,000 in sales at 20 years old is proof of what's possible if you stay consistent and put in the work. I hope this interview gave everyone some real insight on what it takes to be successful on Amazon, the ups, the downs, and the process behind it. Now, if you're somebody who's been thinking about wanting to start selling on Amazon yourself or want to learn how to take your brand to the next level, definitely check out the AMZ Masterclass linked in the description of this video, where you're gonna have direct access to me as your mentor, a one-on-one call with me, an option for product selection like Frankie took advantage of, weekly group coaching calls, our in-house contracted freight forwarder, our sourcing service, inspection service, and so much more. If you're interested in learning how to sell on Amazon the right way or learn how to take your brand to the next level, the AMZ Masterclass is for you. But on that note, don't forget to like and comment on this video. It really helps out the channel a lot. And subscribe because I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. But as always, have a blessed day, ladies and gentlemen.